José Alvarado's story is not the story of a genetically gifted superstar who was handed success. It is the story of a human being who was overlooked, underestimated, doubted, and repeatedly told that he did not belong. His journey represents a harsh reality that many people face in life, where effort does not guarantee recognition, and talent alone is not enough. Understanding his physiology, mindset, personal laws, and survival principles reveals lessons that extend far beyond sports. These lessons apply directly to life, ambition, and personal growth. José Alvarado was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Queens. From the beginning, his physical profile worked against him. He did not have the height of elite basketball guards. He did not have the muscular build that scouts look for. He did not possess extraordinary wingspan or explosive vertical leap. His body was average by professional basketball standards. At approximately 6 feet tall and under 200 pounds, he was considered undersized for the highest level of competition. In a sport dominated by physical advantages, this placed him at an immediate disadvantage. Physiology plays a major role in elite sports. The reality is uncomfortable but unavoidable. Height, reach, muscle composition, reaction time, and endurance often determine who gets early opportunities. José Alvarado did not win this genetic lottery. His body was not built to dominate through power. Instead, his physiology forced him to adapt in a different direction. He developed extreme cardiovascular endurance, allowing him to maintain high intensity for long stretches. His fast-twitch muscle fibers were trained not for jumping but for lateral movement, quick stops, and rapid acceleration. His nervous system became his greatest asset. Reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, and spatial awareness compensated for what he lacked physically. This adaptation was not accidental. It was survival. When you are physically disadvantaged, your margin for error disappears. Every movement must be intentional. Every second must be maximized. This reality shaped his playing style and his mentality. He became relentless not because it was stylish, but because it was necessary. His physiology did not allow him to coast. His body demanded constant engagement, constant motion, constant awareness. One of José Alvarado's most defining traits is his defensive intensity. Defense is often ignored by players seeking fame, because it does not produce glamorous statistics. However, defense is an area where effort can sometimes outweigh physical advantages. Alvarado understood this early. He turned defense into his signature weapon. His body learned to stay low, conserving balance and leverage. His legs developed endurance rather than explosive bursts. His shoulders and core became resilient to contact. His hands became quick and precise, trained to strip the ball at the exact moment an opponent relaxed. This physical discipline connects directly to one of his core life laws. Control what you can control. José Alvarado could not control how tall he was. He could not control how others perceived him. He could not control whether scouts believed in him. But he could control his effort, his preparation, his awareness, and his consistency. This principle applies directly to life. Many people waste energy fighting circumstances they cannot change. Alvarado invested everything into the variables within his control. Another harsh reality of his journey is that talent does not guarantee opportunity. Despite strong performances, he went undrafted in the NBA. This moment defines many careers. Being undrafted is often seen as a final verdict. It signals to the world that you are not worth investing in. Many players quit mentally at this stage. José Alvarado did not. This is where one of his most important internal laws emerged. Rejection is not a verdict. It is information. Instead of internalizing rejection as failure, he treated it as feedback. He understood that being overlooked meant he had to create undeniable value. This mindset shift is critical. In life, rejection is often interpreted emotionally. People see rejection as proof of inadequacy. Alvarado treated it as a signal to sharpen his edge further. He recognized that if he could not be chosen, he would have to force recognition through performance. His physiology again played a role here. Because he lacked size, he focused on speed and unpredictability. One of his most famous techniques, sneaking behind ball handlers to steal the ball, was not a gimmick. It was a calculated exploitation of human psychology and awareness. Most players relax after inbounding the ball. They turn their attention forward. Alvarado trained himself to remain hidden, silent, patient. His body learned to freeze and explode at the exact moment attention dropped. This technique symbolizes a deeper life law. Opportunities appear when others are mentally disengaged. This principle applies beyond sports. In business, relationships, and personal growth, moments of advantage often occur when others are complacent. Alvarado's success came from understanding human behavior as much as physical skill. He did not rely on strength. He relied on timing. He did not overpower opponents. He outthought them. Another reality of his journey is emotional isolation. Players like Alvarado often operate without validation. When you are not a star, praise is rare. Media attention is limited. Recognition comes late, if at all. This creates psychological pressure. Humans are wired to seek approval. Operating without it requires emotional resilience. Alvarado developed an internal reward system. His satisfaction came from effort, not applause. This is a critical life lesson. External validation is unstable. When success depends on it, motivation collapses when praise disappears. His time in college basketball further shaped this mentality. At Georgia Tech, he was not initially seen as a future professional star. He had to earn trust daily. He became a leader through consistency, not charisma. Leadership in this form is quiet. It is built on reliability. Teammates trusted him because he showed up prepared, disciplined, and focused every single day. This reinforces another law of success. Trust is built through repetition, not intensity. Many people believe that passion alone leads to success. Alvarado's journey contradicts this myth. Passion without discipline leads to burnout. What sustained him was not emotion, but structure. His routines, sleep habits, training cycles, and recovery practices were carefully maintained. His body could not afford neglect. Small injuries could end his career. This forced him to respect his physiology deeply. He learned to listen to fatigue, manage stress, and recover intelligently. This awareness of limits is another transferable lesson. Many people push blindly, believing exhaustion equals progress. Alvarado understood that sustainable intensity beats reckless effort. He trained smart, not just hard. He preserved his body while maximizing output. In life, long-term success depends on managing energy, not just ambition. When José Alvarado finally entered the NBA, he did not arrive as a star. He entered as a role player fighting for minutes. This is one of the harshest transitions in professional sports. The gap between being good and being necessary is enormous. He had to redefine success. Instead of aiming to dominate, he aimed to contribute. He focused on defensive stops, momentum shifts, and energy injection. He accepted that his value lay in impact, not spotlight. This acceptance reflects emotional maturity. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they reject the role required for growth. Alvarado embraced his role fully. He did not see it as limiting. He saw it as strategic. By excelling within his role, he expanded it naturally. This mirrors a powerful life law. Mastery of your current position creates access to higher positions. Another critical element of his success is mental toughness. Mental toughness is often misunderstood as emotional suppression. In reality, it is emotional regulation. Alvarado feels doubt, fear, and pressure like anyone else. The difference is how he responds. He channels stress into focus. He uses pressure as a sharpening force. His body language remains aggressive, alert, and confident even when circumstances are unfavorable. This psychological posture influences opponents. Confidence disrupts expectations. His physiology supports this mindset. High stamina allows him to maintain intensity late in games, when others fatigue mentally. Fatigue reveals character. Players lose discipline, awareness, and patience. Alvarado gains advantage during these moments. This highlights an overlooked truth. Physical conditioning strengthens mental resilience. When the body is trained to endure discomfort, the mind follows. The harsh reality behind his success is sacrifice. Social life was limited. Comfort was postponed. Financial security was uncertain for years. He lived with the constant possibility of failure. Many people admire success without acknowledging the prolonged instability that precedes it. Alvarado accepted uncertainty as part of the process. He did not wait for perfect conditions. He operated within risk. This willingness to operate under uncertainty is a defining trait of high performers. Safety is often incompatible with growth. Alvarado's decisions were guided by long-term vision rather than short-term comfort. This is another law that applies universally. Meaningful progress requires tolerance for discomfort. His story also exposes an uncomfortable truth about merit. Merit alone does not guarantee fairness. Alvarado outworked many players who received opportunities before him. This reality can create bitterness. He avoided this trap by focusing on improvement rather than comparison. Comparison drains energy. Improvement compounds it. One of the most important lessons from his journey is identity formation. Alvarado did not chase an ideal image of what a star should look like. He built his identity around his strengths. Defense, hustle, intelligence, and fearlessness became his brand. This authenticity amplified his effectiveness. People trust consistency. Opponents prepare for predictable dominance. Alvarado disrupted expectations by leaning fully into who he was. Applying his rules to life requires honest self-assessment. Identify what you control. Build around your strengths. Accept your limitations without resentment. Commit fully to your role. Operate with discipline rather than emotion. Seek mastery, not validation. These principles are not motivational slogans. They are survival mechanisms. José Alvarado's success did not come from believing he was special. It came from acting as if effort mattered more than belief. He did not wait to feel confident. He behaved confidently until confidence followed. This reversal is crucial. Action creates belief, not the other way around. His journey demonstrates that success is rarely loud at the beginning. It grows quietly, built through invisible repetitions. Most people quit during this phase because results lag behind effort. Alvarado persisted through this delay. He trusted the process even when evidence was minimal. This patience separates achievers from dreamers. In the end, José Alvarado represents a reality many avoid acknowledging. The world does not reward potential. It rewards application. It does not guarantee fairness. It responds to consistency. His life is proof that being underestimated can be an advantage if you refuse to internalize it. His physiology forced him to think differently. His rejection forced him to work harder. His limitations forced him to specialize. His lack of validation forced him to build internal strength. Each disadvantage became a shaping force rather than a stopping point. Applying his laws to life means understanding that success is rarely about becoming someone else. It is about becoming sharper, more disciplined, and more self-aware versions of who you already are. José Alvarado did not escape reality. He mastered it.